Hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube once again. Inoswela here. So today we actually going to talk about the things that we want, the expectations that we have versus the reality of life. And we're also going to throw in, the expectations that we have when it comes to relationships as well. So the expectation, the things that we want on relationships, career wise, we're just going to blend everything together, to put everything together in this video. So we're just going to start with the things that we want, and the reality of life, what we actually get in life versus what we want, what we dream of. I mean, it's very good to dream, it's very good to have a vision, and it's very good to have plans. I mean, we plan towards our future. We plan on the things that we want, because that's how life should be. As a person, you need to have dreams, you need to have plans, you need to have goals. I mean, if you do not have goals, plans, or do not have any vision, then I don't know what it is that you want in life. But in order for you to progress in life, to actually see something happening in your life, you do need to have all those things that I have mentioned. So what I mean by the things that we want in life, the plans that we have, the expectations that we have versus the reality of life. I'm basically talking about, let me start with school. So when we finish high school, we proceed to varsity, tertiary life. And when we're in tertiary, we are preparing ourselves for the careers that we have chosen, the work that we want to see ourselves doing, So basically what happens is then we have these challenging ones. We have these, that some careers that we choose, the career path that we choose may be very challenging when it comes to finding work or finding a job or even pursuing that career that you want. So for an example, I'm a graduate in PR. I graduated in PR. I got really good results. I passed with distinctions. The results, if I can show you my academic record, you'd be like, oh, wow. So why are you not in that? Why are you not working as a PR practitioner? Why are you not practicing that? And my answer to you would be, I wanted to so bad. I mean, when I was doing when I was still studying, when I was in my second year, I was so excited. And when I was in my third year, I actually, because there was a project that needed to be done before I can graduate, I needed to submit a particular project, and I had to actually find a place whereby I could do that, and I had to find that place on my own. And I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to work for like a month at Mail and Guardian in order for me to finish that project. And I did it. I finished doing it. I passed, and that's how I actually ended up being a graduate, because I did well in that project. I did well in my examinations. I did well with my assignments, and I qualified to actually complete my my qualification. I completed my qualification, and I graduated. But after that, and another thing, I was also fortunate enough to meet a lady. She was a freelancer. Obviously, she had a lot of experience as a PR practitioner. Then she ended up freelancing. And she gave me that opportunity to work with her, so I could have a feel of how it feels like to actually be a PR person. We worked on a particular project. There was someone launching a book. They were launching a book. I remember that book was launched at a bookshop in Fourways, and I was part of the PR team. I worked on that launch, and it was so amazing. I got to interact with journalists. It was great. I enjoyed myself. But after everything, I mean, I was so sure that I would get something because everything was on my CV. But let me tell you, while I applied in so many companies, but I never got not even one call for an interview. Not even one call. I applied for a good 4 5 years or so, but nothing came up. But I got my first job that I got, not my part-time jobs. I got a first permanent job, but it had nothing at all to do with the qualification that I had. I actually got my first job before I even graduated. So I got my first job 2 years, yes, 2 years before my graduation day. So I was still studying when I got my first job. But while I was working and when I accepted the offer, at the back of my mind, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to be here, for the experience, and I'm just gonna be here for like a few years, or well, less than 3 years. That's what I thought. That out now, there's no way I'd be here for even more than 2 years. But I never got to work as what I wanted to work as. And that's the reality of life. I mean, my wants were very different from what I actually had to go through. My wants and my expectations were very different from the real thing that's currently happening in my life, the reality of life. So that's basically what I would love people to prepare themselves for. Just prepare yourself prepare yourselves on. So always prepare yourselves for different things. Continue having dreams, continue planning, continue working hard towards your dreams, because that's what needs to be done. You cannot just sit back and tell yourself that, you know what, God is gonna see me through, God is gonna make this happen, God knows what I want, because I always pray for 1 2 3. Yes, continue praying for 1 2 3. God knows what you want, but always remember that we are not blessed we do not always get blessings on what we want to be blessed on, not all the time. And we might get those blessings, but they don't always come at the time that we want them to, because remember, we always have time frames. So when we are busy planning towards what our goals, planning towards what we want in our future, towards what we want when we complete our qualifications, we put a time frame to it, just like us having children, getting married, and this and that, buying our first cars, buying our homes, etc. You mean it. We have time frames on that. I wanted to be married at the age of 25. I wanted a child then. I wanted to have a car. I had hoped that at the age of 25, I'd have money, I'd be okay, I'd afford to buy a house, I'd afford this and that, Mamela, my plans were like up there. I already had plans. And I had a child, my first child at 24. And when I had my child at 24, I was not disappointed at all, because I was like, you know what, this is going towards my plan. At 24 already, I had a job. Because I had my full-time job from the age of 23. So at 23, I was already working. At 24, I had a child, but I was not married. And at 24, I bought my first car, but I was still not married. So the reason why I'm telling you this is just to let you guys know that things work differently from our expectations, from our plans. But I was so blessed to actually to be able to tick some of the boxes from the list that I had compiled. So I was able to tick some of the boxes, which is my okay, well, I didn't really pursue or have that career that I've always wanted, but I had a job. And at that job, I'm not going to lie and say, oh my goodness, I was so happy. It was something that I've always wanted. No, absolutely not. It wasn't something that I even dreamt of. It wasn't something that I've always wanted. It was not even something that I loved, but it was a job. It was a job that enabled me to continue with my studies. It was a job that enabled me to continue paying for my rent, to live comfortably, to give my child a comfortable life, to be happy, to be able to take myself out, to pay for my car, So that's how life is. And it was not easy. It was so frustrating because most of the times I'd be so frustrated. I'd be like, okay, you know what? I'm able to tick a few boxes. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. But there's still a lot missing. There's still so much missing. There's a lot that's on my list and I have not ticked those boxes. When am I going to tick them? And until now, I'm 30. I'm going on 31. Well, only a few days left. And I'll be 31. I'll be like, hey, i-calendar iyaphela. I-calendar iyaphela. But I'm still not where I want to be. I'm still not where I want to be. And guys, I'm now 30. But what I'm grateful for is that on my list, I take out my list, be like, you know what? Each and every time on this list, I keep ticking it. Things keep happening. Yes, they're not happening. They did not happen then, or they did not happen at the age of 25. But I still keep seeing a progress, man. There's a progress in this thing, in this life thing. It's not what I expected. It's not going according to my expectations. It's not going according to what I wanted then, but it's happening. The fact that I can still tick these boxes, it's a blessing. It's a big blessing. So guys, do prepare yourselves for the reality of life. We are living in a world that is full of surprises. We are living in a world that has a lot of challenges. So just because you have something written down, you have plans, you have dreams, it does not mean that things are going to happen according to your list. So that's why you always need to prepare yourself emotionally. You always need to prepare yourself mentally so that you do not end up finding yourself depressed. You do not end up finding yourself looking at other people's lives and you compare yourself to their lives and you start questioning God. You start questioning, why am I still here? Why are things not happening according to plan? Why are things not happening according to my list? I have hopes and dreams, but why is it taking so long to happen? Impilo is full of surprises. Life is just, I don't know, but life is just something else, guys. It's really something else. So I just want to encourage you, as well as advise you, as well as motivate you, and be encouraged when things don't go accordingly. Just know that, with hard work, if I continue pushing and pay more attention and stay focused, you will see that something is happening gradually. Everything might not happen at once, like boom, but it will eventually happen. And like I said, if you pay more attention, you will see that a few things are happening, just that they're happening at different times. And you'll find that that's the right time for whatever to happen. But because we wanted it to happen at that specific time, but unfortunately, that's not how life works. That's definitely not how life works. Things happen at their own time, or should I say, God has a plan for us. God always makes things to happen for us, but at the right time. At the right time, not at the time that we want it to happen. No, it only happens at the right time. God knows the right time, and God makes things happen. He will make things happen for me differently from how it would happen, for the next person. So we always need to keep those things in mind. Stay prepared, prepare yourself. And it's very important to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally, or else you will find yourself in a very dark place. I have found myself in a very dark place. Believe me, even now, sometimes I do go through that dark place, because that's how life is. Life is not easy. Life has challenges. Life has ups and downs. So, career wise, school wise, prepare yourself. Always know that, things don't always happen as planned. They do happen differently. And always look at your capabilities, always look at your talents, at what you're good at what makes you happy. Just because, an example, just because I did PR, and unfortunate enough, I did not get the opportunity to pursue that career path. It doesn't mean that I have to give up completely on PR. I have not given up. So in PR, I know that I'm actually very good at communications. It's one of my strongest points. I'm very good in communications. I communicate well. And another thing that I've noticed is that every time there's an event, like with my friends, and I maybe stand up to give a speech or to motivate my friends, I always get asked, why are you not a motivational speaker? Why do you not go out there and become a public speaker? Why do you not do that? Because you have that voice. You have, your voice permits you, your voice allows you to become a speaker. And I always say, you know what, it's something that I love. It's something that I would love to do strongly. I would love to do that. Hence this channel. I would love to become a motivational speaker, and I am becoming a motivational speaker. I am working towards that. I'm starting slowly, but surely I am gonna get there. I mean, this is the platform that I'm using to actually get where I want to be. So like I'm saying, I did PR, and it's given me the opportunity to see my capabilities. It has given me the opportunity to see that, I have this and that abilities. I can do 1, 2, 3. I'm good at this and that. I can still be good at 1, 2, 3. And I'm working so hard at that. I am not going to give up. So never ever give up on the things that you love. Continue working on it. Just because things are not happening as planned, it doesn't mean that it will never happen. If you give up on your dreams, if you give up on your plans, then it's not going to happen. But you continue working on it, you continue doing the things that you love, then you will see the results. So I think I have covered the expectations, the wants, plans, visas, the reality of life when it comes to schooling, when it comes to careers, jobs. I have covered that. So now we're going to move on to relationships. And by relationships, I'm talking about a relationship between a man and a woman, a man and the man, a woman and the woman, and friendship, as well as family. So when it comes to a relationship, say you've just started a new relationship with your partner, be it between two men, a man and a woman, between two women, it doesn't matter. I mean, we all are aware that we have transgenders, we all are aware that we have gay people, we have lesbians, that's normal. So there's no secret. Hence, I'm actually talking about, all relationship types. We cannot only focus on men and women and keep a blind eye on the other relationships that we have in this world. So when you are starting a relationship, no one ever prays for a relationship to fail. No one ever wants a relationship to fail. We all want what's best in our relationships. When you are starting a new relationship, I mean, the only thing that you have in mind that, is, I want this to work. I love this person. I like this person. This person has the qualities that I'm looking for. I see a future with this person. I would love to spend the rest of my life with this person. This person makes me happy. We all want what's best in our relationships. But unfortunately, the expectations that we have, the things that we want, the things that we plan towards that new relationship might not be something that we get at the end of the day. When it comes to the reality of life, it might be something completely different. We might get the opposite of what we want. So when that happens, when the relationship does not work out, always remember that it does not make you a failure. If the relationship did not work out because you did something to cause this damage or to cause this relationship to fail, always tell yourself or forgive yourself and tell yourself that, you know what, this is a mistake that I have made, but I am willing, or I am going to make some changes. I am going to make sure that next time with the next relationship, I do things differently. And when you go on to the next relationship and you do things differently from what you did previously, and your partner actually hurts you or does something to cause you guys to break up, still do not give up. It's part of life. That's how life is. That's how things happen. Do not give up on love. Do not give up on a relationship simply because the first one you caused it to fail, and now the second one the next person is causing it to fail. That's how relationships are. When you get into a relationship, always go into that relationship with an open mind. Always know that, you know what, something can happen. Always leave a space for disappointment, because when you now go into something full, with everything, with no space for disappointment, that's when you get hurt the most. So you always need to leave that space, that 2% nyana, your disappointment, so that when you get disappointed, yes, you're going to get hurt. Yes, you're going to be heartbroken, cry about it, but you are still able to pick yourself up, get out of bed, get out there and start afresh. Start afresh and still tell yourself, well, you know what I'm looking for, I'm still going to get it. Instead of now saying, I wasn't meant for this and that. We go through that. We go through that. I've been through that. There was a time when I was like, I give up on relationships, Shem. It means it's not for me. I wasn't meant to be in a relationship. This is not for me. I'm gonna start seeing girls, maybe being a lesbian. It's going to be, it's going to bring me something different. Let me tell you, there was a time when I thought I was bisexual. There was a time when I was in a relationship with a girl. Well, I've been in more than one relationship with a girl. And I realized that, being with the same gender or a different gender really makes no difference, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it all depends on how we treat each other. It all depends on what we want. If we want the same things, if there's communication, if we click and there's that spark, then things will work out. But if there isn't, then things are definitely not going to work out. So, well, sure, I've given you so much, telling you guys about me and my relationship. But anyway, it's part of the discussion. It's part of this conversation that I'm having with you. So the reason why I actually decided to let this out, well, it got out because in this convo? It's because I would like you guys to also be aware that people being lesbian, people being gay, they also don't have it easy. You cannot think because these ones, I mean, they are the same sex, this and that, so it means a relationship yabo easy. No. Being in a relationship, it doesn't matter who you are in a relationship with. What we expect, it's not always what we get. Out there are people who are so fortunate. I mean, they would have plans and things would work out according to their plans. Career-wise, relationship-wise, they just get everything that they've always wanted. But it's not the same with everyone. Maybe out of 100%, out of that 100%, only 5% will get what they've always wanted in life. You know, they will tick all the boxes. So ukuthi bona, i-career ngiyidoctor, imali iyangena, husband naye, ifamily naye, a big house here. Uyangithola? Then some things just do not work out the same way. So hence it's very important that we always prepare ourselves mentally, we always prepare ourselves emotionally, so that should something like that happen, should we come across such a situation, then we know how to deal with it. It might not be easy to actually deal with it 100%, but at least we are able to deal with it like 10% nyana allows us to know how life is, you know, how life turns out, and we are able to work on that particular situation and to avoid being depressed. I mean, we can go through my emotions and mentally singabi right, but still be able to pick yourself out, still be able to talk yourself out with that situation, to give yourself that strength to pray and allow God to also give you that strength to work together with God, so that you have that strength, you have that wisdom, you have that motivation to get yourself out of that difficult situation and still tell yourself, ukuthi, I'm still gonna get there. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but I'm not going to give up. I am going to get there. I will make sure that I get there. I'm not going to stop praying. I'm not going to stop having dreams. I am not going to stop planning. I'm still going to continue working on my goals, towards my goals. I am still going to accomplish 1, 2, 3. As long as you see that little progress in your life, then that's something to keep you motivated. That's something to give you a reason to continue working towards your goals. So don't give up. Do not give up on life just because your expectations are not turning out how you would have wanted them to. That's not reason enough for you to give up on life. Always know, ukuthi, the plans that we have, the expectations that we have, versus reality, two different things. Stay prepared. Always be prepared. Always be mindful of how life works. So guys, I think we've come to the end of this lovely conversation that I had with you today, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching my video. As always, should you have anything to add on, please do not hesitate to leave a comment, and yes, please do subscribe. Do follow me on Instagram. It's Inoswela. And I'm looking forward to actually seeing more of you guys. I'm looking forward to changing lives, because this is what my videos are all about. To change lives, to help people see things differently, and always to remind you that life can be difficult, but the difficult of life might lead to something positive, but only if you know what needs to be done, if you are prepared to do what will help you succeed in life or progress in life, if you are prepared to work on what you love to make sure that you see a difference. Because if you give up, or if you stop, if you stop on life, then nothing will happen. You will not see anything. Nothing will happen unless you make it happen. Things can only happen if you make it happen. So everything that happens, it's in your life, and it's also, it's in your hands, and it's also in God's hands. But in order for God to help you with your dreams, in order for God to help you with your goals, with your plans, you need to meet him halfway. You cannot sit back and relax, be like, I'm leaving everything in God's hands. Leave it in God's hands, yes, but assist him. Help him. Help him. God also needs us to help him. If you hlala phansi and do nothing, but all you do is pray, you won't see any results. So you do need to put in the work. For an example, if you're looking for a new job and you're like, I'll get the job. I'm leaving everything in God's hands, but you're not applying. You're not even marketing yourself. You're not doing anything about it. Then nothing will happen. You want to start a business fail, or it's not doing as well as you expected it to, or it is doing well, but then it's still new and it's going slowly, and you're like, I'm just going to pray, Kulunkulu will help me, but you do nothing about it. You won't see any results. Everything will remain the same. You won't see any changes because you're not helping God to help you. You need to help God to help you. Okay? Yes, I'm done. Like, really done. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I love you so much. And